Namaskar. Hello and welcome to P Guru's channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me today is General Ravi Shankar as we take a look at what is happening in Bangladesh vis-a-vis India. A lot of developments to share with you. Let's welcome General Ravi Shankar. General Ravi Shankar, Namaskar and welcome to P Guru's channel. How are you, sir?
Namaskar. Thanks a lot. We are back again after 2 days, like we said earlier.
Yes,
And
indeed.
yeah, and this is a joint podcast, P Gurus and Gunner Shot. Yesterday, I told our chaps also who are exclusively on Gunner Shot, and we'll be doing this today, and I'm sure a lot of them would have joined. We are
Yes,
living
indeed.
through in
Yeah.
very interesting times with Bangladesh. Yeah. Sorry.
General Ravi Shankar, watching what is happening between India and Bangladesh is like watching a sumo match. In sumo match, I don't know if you've seen sumo wrestling. Um, no activity at all. They'll circle the ring, circle the ring, circle the ring. Then they'll take some rice powder and do this, do this, do this. Then come out and then go back. And then in 2 seconds, a lot of fighting will happen. And then again, it will become quiet. So I'm wondering if something like that is what is happening now. So please entertain us or please tell us what is going on. There is a new entity called Arakan Army that appears to be doing something along the border of Bangladesh.
Yeah, there are a lot of things happening on the Bangladesh-India front and within Bangladesh and in Myanmar. But there are a lot of fury, a lot of sound, a lot of smoke, but there's no explosion so far. Will it come ahead? We'll see. But having uh, been through this whole story, I saw one interesting comment by a guy called Yap. I want that up first before I talk of Bangladesh. Yeah, this general is another Gandhi. When you have this kind of general, there's no difference with army or without army. This Yap is a moron. Okay, only morons can think like this. So those of you who are morons can think like this. And for your information, I respect Gandhi. If you buffoons don't know, he brought independence for this nation. Okay, 100 years back, which you guys don't know. Okay, so you can comment here like idiots. That's the first thing. I'm very angry with such comments coming up. Okay, and I have fought for this nation. Please understand. I have fought on the borders. I've spent time on all kinds of borders and all kinds of condition. So if some of you buffoons think that I'm a Gandhi, I'm not. I'm an army man, but I respect Gandhi. Let's start from that. Okay. Having said that, you know, uh, I hope you don't mind Sree Iyerji because I'm a bit harsh on such.
No. See, so this is a democratic country, sir. Free speech is absolute. You can say what you want, sir. We are spending so much time preparing for this, and yes.
Yeah, I can also talk nonsense. If I get into my army language, you chaps will have to, cover your face with shame. I can make you blush. So let's not get into that. One has gone past all this. One has lived life. Okay. So let's be very clear. And the government of India and the president of India are not fools who have thrice decorated me. I don't know how many of you are there in this audience who have even been once to the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and much less twice or thrice. And each time I went there, I must tell you, people, my antecedents or precedents. Each time I went there, I was invited, and the president hung a medal on my chest. So if you think that Gandhi is a buffoon, all that, well, take your call, take your walk somewhere. We are talking of India. Okay, we are not talking of a party of this thing. So let's be very clear. Okay, now let's get to India and Bangladesh. What's happening? Let's talk of Bangladesh first. What's happening in Bangladesh? Right? Uh, First and foremost, we need to understand there is a there's someone in power, but there's a power vacuum out there. Okay, yeah, you have a government in power which is ineffective, right? You have a student body which is running the government from behind, or rather, tightening screws on the government from behind. I read recently that they want the government to behave in a particular manner. If not, we will again get and take this government off. So that government, so there is something else. You have a case where a major party called Awami League has been sidelined completely. And this is a party which over the past 15 years has won elections. People have voted for them. I mean, today people might say it all about Sheikh Hasina and all. That is their internal thing. But I'm giving you facts. The fact is that that has been sidelined. And the result is that Bangladesh is a one-party state with along with Jamaat, a radical one-party state. That's where it is heading. That's where it will seem to be going. Someone wants reforms and then elections, then another lot wants elections and then reforms. Their constitution they have already crossed, whatever this is. So the constitution holds no value. Oh, virtually the army, navy, and the air force have been empowered to govern the nation at grassroots level, and they're disciplining the nation normal, which police people do. Their economy, well, I think Moody said it's a very weak economy and a very weak financial system. There is very clearly discrimination against Hindus. And what is actually concerning me is that a lot of people in Bangladesh seem to have conflated Sheikh Hasina with India. I mean, one has to understand Sheikh Hasina was elected by uh, the people of Bangladesh. She headed a government, a legitimate government. When she was in power, we had no choice but to deal with her. When the previous BNP government was there, we had no choice but to deal with them. The fact is that yes, we had good relations with Sheikh Hasina. That doesn't mean we go about, we start criticizing what your government does. What your government does internally, I have no issue with it. But what your government does externally, whether it is illegitimate, legitimate, or not, the government, I'm talking of the government of Bangladesh, this is definitely at this point of time uh, not legitimate because it has been hoisted into power, through the street, and the street has crossed the constitutional thing. So there's a government which is not illegal, almost it's illegal. There's a constitution which has virtually been abrogated. It's virtual anarchy. And like I said, there's a conflation between whatever their problems are and India. India seems to be the fount of their problems. It leaves me sad. Why am I sad? Tomorrow is their Independence Day, Liberation Day. It's not Independence Day, it's a Liberation Day. December 16th is the day when Bangladesh came into being. And they came into being because of India. And they came into being because of the Indian Army. And the Bengali people. The people, the people of Bengal wanted, or East Bengal or East Pakistan, wanted this nation. And we helped them do it. I mean, they owe me no, what shall I say, favor for having given them enabled their independence. We were just conduits. But our men shed blood for them. That can't be erased. As of today, there are some people of that vintage who have gone from Calcutta to Dhaka. Similarly, people from Dhaka have come to Calcutta on an exchange of veterans. It's happening. right? So amidst all this, I'm talking of anarchy in Bangladesh. I should have been saying this is a time for India-Bangladesh relations to be seen as a model. That's the thing. And what's more, today I read an article which says, how to deal with Bangladesh. Should we go beyond soft power? Should we go beyond soft power instead of you know holding our relationship as exemplary one? People are talking like this, and this is not from someone airy gary character. This is from someone who I consider with a lot of respect. So we need to introspect. Why has this come to pass? So I'm sure a lot of people from Bangladesh will say, "Oh, it's all India's fault." Was it India's fault or your own fault? You had a thriving economy. It's broken. Okay, it's broken. I mean, let's have no doubt. If you go on this path, it'll never get. It'll never go back to the original. It didn't go to be a thriving economy because of China or USA or Pakistan, your newfound friends. All you were left with is a debt with China and nothing with Pakistan. And USA gave you nothing. People don't have to understand. So you're cutty with your neighbor. Okay, who has been your benefactor? Whether it was for Sheikh Hasina or otherwise, or we were prepared to be a benefactor right from 1971. We were also prepared to be your good friends without interfering in whatever you did, and we did that. We let you go through all your assassinations and coups. Not from now, from 1971. We stood by you. We not only stood by you, we stood and watched you do whatever you wanted. We expressed concern when you were in problems and put a hand out, and we were with you in your best of times. When it was declared that Bangladesh is the fastest rising economy in South Asia, we quoted it. You are our example against Pakistan. See what can people do. And today you want to become Pakistan? Just think. You have relations with Pakistan? I have no problem with it. But just remember, they are the ones who raped your mothers and fathers and sisters and brothers, or killed them and murdered them. Just go back tomorrow. I'm sure you'll have a lot of photographs. I can show you all those photographs. Right? Yeah, you can also, you brought down Bangabandhu's, statues and all. Yeah, why not? That's your choice. I could suggest to you, there's someone called the Butcher of Bangladesh. Put up his statues and pray for him because he's from Pakistan. Put a garland on him. What's more, you just think of your own state, introspect. Students today say this is the second, what shall I say, freedom struggle of Bangladesh. So we should be honored. The first freedom struggle and people who fought and died for it are out. They don't mean nothing to you. There is something fundamentally, I would say, whether it's wrong or right, there is fundamentally something which all Bangladeshis have to introspect. From day one, of this problem coming, I have advocated strategic patience for dealing with Bangladesh. Don't do anything rash. This is a period where there is internal upheaval happening. Wait, let them settle. And then the ties which we have developed over the past so many years, let them come to the fore and let them take over. After all, there are a lot of good things for between India and Bangladesh we can think of. As neighbors, we will always have problems, right? But none of the problems were, too much, which we couldn't handle, and we handled a lot of problems together. So there is something which we really need to introspect. Okay, let's look at the relationship. Our foreign secretary came, spoke with all of you at the right level. What comes out of this whole story? Very clearly, government to government, there is a relationship which says, let's restart. Our government has conveyed very clearly that, look, there are problems of minorities, there are religious sentiments, everything. We're not hidden punches. We told them, we told you. Our people have spoken. Just like you have spoken and you are quite voluble, so have people in India, they have spoken. You have to listen to what Indians speak. If you expect us to hear what you speak, it is a two-way affair. It's a dialogue, not a monologue, and it can't be in Bengali alone. Okay? Oh, your Bengali neighbors who are in Calcutta, right, want something like a UN overseer of your country. I mean, is that what you want? Is that the emotion you evoke in your Bengali neighbors next door in India? You have to decide where your country is going. Every time we talk of something, you say, oh, Modi, BJP, RSS. Let me answer that. I am not from BJP. I have never voted for them because I have my own issues. Okay, I am not from RSS, but they run my government. I stand by them. That's the first thing you must understand. Under them, India has fared well in the Committee of Nations. They have not harmed you. In fact, they have come to you. And those of you who say, oh, they've done this for Muslims, they've done that for Muslims, and this and that and all that, please come to India, come to my state and see how Muslims fare. You come to other states. Yeah, there are problems for us with Muslims in certain states, but not everywhere. We've had presidents who are Muslims. We've had cricket captains who are Muslims. A great guy like Manzoor Ali Khan Pataudi, who shaped India's cricket. A person like Abdul Kalam. We've had people who we consider as our freedom fighters, like Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad. They brought freedom to us and they were Muslims, and we are proud of them. We don't discriminate against them. Whatever is due to any Hindu, Christian, Buddhist, Sikh, anyone in India is also given to them without any discrimination. If you're looking at certain riots, certain incidents happen, yes, they happen in India. They've always happened in India from 1947. Communal rights have been a feature of India, and we live with it. But believe you me, from my birth to now, I'm 68 years plus old. This problem is only reducing as our Muslims prosper. The population of Muslims in India has not gone down, it has gone up. The population of Hindus in you know Bangladesh has gone down. Why? Isn't that a legitimate question to ask? Not me, yourselves. Historic. And the focus now, you had a second revolution for what? To sort out your minorities or sort out yourselves? By sorting out the Hindu people in your country, what have you achieved? Yeah, yeah, it's okay. We will talk of all this. I mean, I could have made a presentation today, but I'm not going to make a presentation because I'm talking on a different level today. For those of you who've seen me speak, so by targeting Hindus, eh, you're not going to get anything. On the other hand, you're going to spoil your relations with India, which is your only neighbor. You don't have any other neighbor except Myanmar in the Chittagong Hill tracts. Your rosy roti, everything. Yeah, you want water, you have to deal with India. You want electricity, you have to deal with India. Okay, you want gas, you want to deal with India. You want daily goods, you have to deal with India. And yet, you want to curse India? We've given you a lot of, we have not exploited you. The people who are exploited you are Chinese, US guys. They did whatever they did in your country and they're not there anywhere to be seen. And last time we spoke, Mr. Sree Iyer said there's one chap called Haas, Peter Haas, was their ambassador in your country. The day he left, moment your revolution happened, he ran away, resigned, came back as the CEO of a energy company to make money out of you. You talk of Adani, no problems. I have no respect for Adani. I'm telling you, I have my own issues with him. But then he's giving you electricity. Okay, you don't like him, don't throw him out. You think he's dependent on you? He'll find electricity. India is anyway wants more power. We'll take it from him. We'll look after himself. You you find alternate sources of power. Carry on. You find alternate sources of power. You find alternate sources of CNG. You find alternate sources of your basic things for your textile industry. Find alternate sources for everything. Do it on your own. I dare you. So I think Bangladesh has to rethink its strategy. I still feel that if Bangladesh wants to prosper, it needs India. If India needs to prosper, it needs Bangladesh. Okay? Sometime back, I did a program with Sree Iyer on this concept of Hindu Desh. Why did I do it? A lot of people in India who are as foolish as some of you there say we need Hindu Desh, ye, wo, all that. We did it so that it can't be done. Let people know we are talking nonsense. The best Bangladesh is one where Hindus and Muslims live well, help each other for growth. And I've had good Bangladeshis comment and say, look, this generally speaking sense. So you have to really, really think. Now comes the thing, India wants good relations. That's what our foreign secretary said. That's the stated position of the government. Our prime minister has reached out to your chief executive. He's not going to reach out to every Bengali living there. We have not done anything so far which is detrimental to Bangladesh. But you're reaching a point where people in India are questioning this. So I'll give a matrix out. Just think. Like I said, government to government, there is goodness. Unfortunately, people to people was very strong once upon a time. Past 3 months, ever since your revolution, that's breaking. From your government to our people, the signals are not great. From our government to your people, the signals are still good. So you decide what you want. And we'll respond. You can't, you have to understand, just like you are people, millions of people whom we can't ignore. We are billion plus people whom you can't ignore. Let it not become a issue of the people of India versus the people of Bangladesh. That should be the worst day. It should become the people of India plus the people of Bangladesh. There are a lot of options people talk of. Hey, what I said, pani kaat do, bijli kaat do, ye kaat do, wo kaat do. But yeah, this is the worst thing India can do. Would you really like that to happen? At some point of time, if this continues in this manner, the way the trajectory is going, the government of India will have no choice but to respond to the people of India. Because the government of India serves the people of India and its sustenance depends on the votes we put. They are not hanging, they're not masters or the colonial masters. And if enough people in India say, look, this is something which we have to do, they'll be forced to do it. I don't think we should go there at all. People say we'll close this, that, yeah, wo. You can't. Just be clear. Some people quote China to us. Please understand. I would like to tell everyone, because don't stop using China as an alternative to India. Same China, 2020, they came to Eastern Ladakh. We waited. We kicked them. 4 years later, they have gone back. And I'm going to do a program 2-3 days later, how we are sorting out China. And we'll sort out China. They went back. In the history of modern China, this is the first time they have gone back by 15 kilometers in Depsang. The second time they went back was in 2020, when the first, ice was broken. They went back 9 kilometers. Before that, they went back at Doklam. We know how to handle China militarily. They can have all their missiles and all that. We exactly know where China is. Even USA couldn't do this. USA allowed China to occupy South China Sea and build islands there. We have not allowed them. In our case, they've had to break their own bricks, their bunkers, all their shelters, everything, and go back. You don't believe it? Go and ask Maxar. They will give you photos of this. Today, China is coming to us. Please start, flights, open your market so that Chinese goods can come and sell us. We are saying, wait, we are not interested. We know how to sort out China. And we also know how to sort out Pakistan. If you don't know how to sort out Pakistan, look at yourselves. Because we broke Pakistan then. If we have to break Pakistan again, we will. Don't think, that India can't do certain things. India can do and will do if needed. Okay. Today, the discourse in the world, in fact, there's a article in Foreign Affairs which says, no, before India becomes too strong, we'll start containing it by USA. USA can't contain us because India can't contain itself. The way you people are doing your self-containment, it will not happen in India. India has grown through problems and will continue to grow. We'll take you along if you are with us. I have no doubts about it. It doesn't matter because the people of India want to grow. And for us, growth, development, everything is the most important thing. And everything under that, we will settle. We have our problems with our Muslim brothers, we'll sort it out. We have issues with our Sikh brothers, we'll sort it out. In a country like ours, we will have problems. But we'll go through those problems. We've had worse cases than what you're this thing. But just think, from 1947 to now, we've had complete peaceful transfer of power. Not a single day in my uniform did I think I should be taking over this government. But look at yourselves. You shot your own Bangla Bandhu who got you freedom. If that man had not stood against Pakistanis at that point of time in 1970-71, you wouldn't have got this freedom. And today you finished this murti off. After that, the number of people who are heads of state, you have finished off coup, ye, wo, is your headache here. Have a look at it. That's your history. It's a troubled history. That is not my headache. It is not my fault. We've always been advocating for you people to be nice. So we have to think where our relationship is going. It has to go in a positive direction. Positive for Bangladesh, positive for India. If there is any unbun between the two of us, who'll suffer? You think India will suffer? It won't. Whether you suffer or not, you take a call. But I'll give you a simile. Canada. What does Canada say? Canada says living with USA is like living with a bear. That cuddly bear can be very nice, the sweetest of bear. But it doesn't matter which way it turns, the person sleeping next to it gets crushed. Okay. That's the weight of India. That's the same relationship between the two of us. It would end up like that. So you will have problems with us. As much as we have problems with you. But isn't there a case for us to sit and talk and be nice with each other? I still maintain that India and Bangladesh need to be friends with each other, not because India will become big or small and all. India will grow without this thing. We've had 70 years, 75 years experience of hostile Pakistan. Okay, and the first 25 years of that we had a hostile East Pakistan also, and from then to now we've had a part hostile, part happy Bangladesh. We know how to live with hostility around. We can have still will progress. We lived with a hostile Sri Lanka for good 30 years. Today they have finished their hostility. They come back to us. Maldives also did something and they are also coming back to us. Of all people, Taliban. Taliban want us. They outreach to us. They say, please, there's an envoy sitting there. One of their consuls is sitting in Bombay. Taliban doesn't have good relations with Pakistan. And Pakistan thought they'll do everything with Taliban. They put Taliban in power only to get their enmity. So, I think Bangladesh has to sit, the people of Bangladesh, Professor Yunus, after all, someone gave him a Nobel Prize for something. It's time to for him to make that Nobel Prize count. It's time for his advisor to advise Bangladesh and the people of Bangladesh to change your thinking and do some introspection. Bangladesh has to be one of India's best friends. That's the way I've looked at it ever since, I remember, ever since the day Bangladesh came into being. I was a school kid when this happened. And in fact, that's what prompted me to go to join army. We could rattle out every, person, including Colonel Usmani, who did so well to get you freedom, who liberated you. So that's what I feel. In fact, I feel sad. I have nothing more to say. Your fate is in your hands for all Bangladeshis. What India does will be a reflection of your own actions. You want enmity with India? You'll get it. You want friendship with India? You'll get it. Friendship will be with love and affection. Enmity with India will also be with love and affection. Remember that. That's India. So we'll take on questions, Sree Iyer ji, unless you have some your questions or anything to discuss, I'll highlight it.
Thank you so much, General Ravi Shankar. Just a thought for all the Bangladeshis who are listening in. You owe $6 billion to China. You think they are going to just let go of you? You can't pay a dime. You're owing at least 1 billion worth of back electricity bills to Adani. Yeah, you can go and hate him, but why should he running a dharamshala for you when you also want to hate him? He's a businessman. He has supplied you power. He needs to be paid. Where are you going to get the money for all these things? Another thing about what General Ravi Shankar said about Sri Lanka. At one point, 2-3 years ago, Sri Lanka had plumbed the depths. They kept changing their president to no avail because they had completely run their economy into the ground. Somebody told them that you should do organic farming, and they were importing a ship full of dung from China, and then they found that there was something wrong with it. That stink thing had to go back. And China got mad. They've given away their Hambantota port for a 99-year lease. Things went so bad that India is now guaranteeing IMF loan to Sri Lanka. In other words, it's a backstop. India has actually gone beyond and above what a good neighbor needs to do. General Ravi Shankar, I don't know if you remember this or not, India gave away 100,000 pressure cookers. That means you don't have money to even buy some simple necessities in life. That's how bad Sri Lanka had become. Now it is coming back on the path of recovery. Yeah, sometimes you'll have some China-leaning politicians. That is democracy for you. It's you get what you deserve. If you can't think through all these things, in fact, Sri Lanka is a very literate nation. So I remember General Ravi Shankar. Sri Lankans used to always, look at Indians, especially when you come to US as a campus as a student, right? Suddenly you face this reality of the smaller nations around you, poking fun at you. I mean, the 80s India wasn't exactly, modern, but in the last 15, 20 years, every time I go to India, viewers, 3 months, 6 months, I see a lot of changes. Things are becoming better. What used to take 1 hour takes half an hour now. You can do 3 or 4 things in a day. That was my biggest thing in India. I cannot start and finish 3 things in a day in India. Now you can.
And let me also put it across. Now that you said this, 2008, I went to USA. Uh, I was a brigadier those days. Did a course in the Naval Postgraduate School in Monterey. There were two Bangladeshi officers with me. Uh, you know, and we interacted quite a bit. I really liked them. In fact, I've also taught Bangladeshi officers, military officers, when I was a captain. There was soon after the Liberation War. I liked these officers. And in the course, there were people from about 40 odd countries. In the course, there was a professor. At some point of time, she said, "Look, I want to hear your views." I mean, she asked me on on certain issues concerning this area here. I said, "Why are you keeping asking me? Why don't you ask others?" There was in fact a Pakistani also. When do you ask everyone's views? Because they also constitute the area where I come from, the Indian subcontinent. I refuse to call it as South Asia. The Indian subcontinent. The Pakistani chap refused to look into her face. He looked away because he was not prepared to answer it. One of the happiest times was that Bangladeshi officer, who was by then a major general. He was the military secretary of Bangladesh when I did that course. He was senior to me. I thought he will speak. He said, "No. Brigadier, you speak. You speak." Because he didn't respect me for my rank or my intellect or anything. He respected me because I represented a country. And when I finished, he added a few more issues. Okay, so I have a lot of respect for this. There has to be mutual respect. You can't keep, you know, keep cursing in Indians. You can't keep ill-treating Hindus and then say, no, no, no one has complained. Like someone said, oh, the internet is up in Bangladesh. No one has complained anything in Facebook or ye wo. You think a chap is a fool to complain in the Facebook? If he puts his name tomorrow, you will wipe him out. There is fear. It is palpable. Okay. So I will leave it at that. Yeah, Shreyaji, you're all yours. Sorry, I interrupted.
Lot of questions today, General Ravi Shankar, and some.
I have a lot of time.
Yes.
I have a lot of time. Even if you have to spend another 1 hour on this, I'm prepared to answer. And anyone from Bangladesh who's asked, I would request you to please put it up. Even if it is offensive, I'll answer it.
Yeah, let's take the questions now. Chandrasekhar wants to know, Myanmar rebels have started taking over parts of Bangladesh now. Some parts of Bangladesh in Teknaf area are taken over by Myanmar rebels. Bangladesh army sounds as alert. Please comment.
That's, that's the tribal area, that's the jungle area, part of that Arakan Yoma ranges. So that will happen a little bit. That's between Bangladesh and Myanmar. Let them sort it out. I don't think it has a major effect on anything else. In any case,
And yeah,
hey, wait. There's an important point here. That Arakan army, incidentally, is funded by China.
yes.
So if you you have problems in Bangladesh, in the Chattogram area, and the Chattogram hill tracks. Please credit it to China. You should know where your trouble is coming from. Yeah, carry on.
Sir, I had put out a monologue yesterday or something like that. Is your enemy's enemy your friend, or is your enemy's enemy not your enemy? Basically, it's talking about the same thing, about China behind Arakan army. So, Sanjay PR wants to know, General Ravi Shankar sir, today's morning talk on harsh climate change in Tibet was outstanding. Nature in Shambhala doesn't accept any human intervention.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I would suggest everyone have a look at it. I did a lot of research for that to compile that. It's called Geopolitics of Climate Change in Tibet. I put it out today morning. Have a look at it.
Vishnu Gopi wants to know, General sir, your views on battle readiness of Bangladeshi armed forces.
Yeah, why should they be even battle ready? It's not going to happen. It's not necessary. But look, as a nation, they want an army. So be it. That's okay. We're not going to fight with them to assess whether they're battle ready or not. Let me assure you, Indian army is not interested in fighting Bangladesh.
Next one, please. Santa wants to know, will India liberate Bangladesh or any plans to merge into India?
We are very happy to leave Bangladesh as it is. There are no plans to merge into India. We don't want them. Look, as much as they don't like it, I don't want any Bangladeshi in India. I don't want any Indian to enter and go into Bangladesh illegally also. Legally to chhod do. We don't want to go in war also. There's no intent. वो होगा भी नहीं. You see, you have to understand, Bangladesh is, if you encircle Bangladesh and leave it, it's a pressure cooker thereafter. They can do what they want. They can be what they want there. I have no issue.
Next one, please.
This fellow is from China. This fellow is from China, your boy. Whenever
your boy.
Yeah.
How
powerful is Dhaka's defense system? Oh, it's better than China's defense system, incidentally. Much better than China's defense system. Yeah.
Abhirzan Patel, convert to Guju from Bengali. Sir, there is no way to do diplomatic relations. If so, then minorities will be gone. Expect 7% to 2 to 3% if diplomatic things go on. Therefore, it is the case. Then please at least ease the CAA.
This is prescriptive. Okay, what you're saying, Patelji. So let the government do it. Let the government sure knows what to do about all this.
So in Bangladesh, every Hindu is considered Indian. They see it as spite. In front of you, they will talk of brotherhood. In real life, only religious brotherhood.
Possible. Look, if they don't change their mindset, they're gone. Yeah, anyway. Look, the Muslims in Bangladesh have to understand, you can exterminate Hindus fully. After that, what? After that, what? Your only link to a Hindu country is gone. And if this continues, all the Hindus here will not like you. And then what? Where are you going? Every Bangladeshi, including Professor Yunus, has to think where they are going. In fact, the heading of this should not have been, what next in India-Bangladesh relationship. It should have been, what next for Bangladesh by Bangladeshis. Yeah.
Next one. Jaipuri Shankaracharya, sir, Muslim community doesn't even consider Abdul Kalam and KK Muhammad Ram Mandir inspection as Muslims.
Yeah, that's okay. That's their choice. But they are. You can't wish it away.
Shritik Kothari wants to know, sir, is there any sound logic behind the needless aggression of Bangladesh? Bayraktars attacking Hindus, BJP being hostile, Are they overcompensating for something? Why alienate ally like India?
Look, the element which is now coming up is the lumpen element in Bangladesh. Okay, and the radicalized people are getting a upper hand and a free hand. Okay, and you have to also understand that this is in their blood, incidentally. That's this two nation theory which we talk of, and a separate homeland for Muslims not being part of India and all, didn't start in West Pakistan. It started here. You must understand when you this discourse, when a Bangladeshi or the erstwhile East Pakistani and the West Pakistanis speak in their history. Today, there's a lot of introspection in Pakistan. Why are we here? Everything. And why did Bangladesh go away from us and all? They say that, look, the people who created Pakistan are not people from West Pakistan. They were the people from East Pakistan. So they have Bangladesh has not got over its own problems. And part of the problem we're having with Bangladesh refers to their own, history and their psyche. And they're a big majority. And remember, for 25 years of their existence, they were part of Pakistan. And for the 50 years of their existence, 50 years plus of their 53 years of their existence as Bangladesh has been tumultuous. And they've not been able to recognize when a good thing was going for them. Okay, Sheikh Hasina was useless, throw her out. She was autocratic, throw her out. But approach post Hasina period with sanity. That's the point. Why? The fact is this: why are they alienating Hindus? I don't know. They have to answer this question themselves. It's not the right way to go. Yeah.
Why wants to know, General Sir, please
No,
comment on. Thank you, Why.
No,
Yeah.
I'll not answer this question. You might like to, return this money for him, because this is not a thing which is firstly to do with the India-Bangladesh relationship. And you can ask Google to return this 200 rupees to him. And this is something which is beyond our pay grade to discuss this.
Jayasurya S wants to know, is there a chance of Bangladesh and India having friendly relations again?
Yeah, Jay Surya, yes. I am very hopeful of it. I'm very hopeful of it. I do hope the saner people in Bangladesh, and there are a lot of sane people, have the courage to come out and speak for their own nation. And sooner or later they will. If things go like this, there'll be a third revolution in Bangladesh. So it has to happen. Yeah.
Damien Dihon wants to know, Bangladesh needs to focus on Bangladesh's interests, not on Indian interests.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. There's no doubt about it.
Ahmadi Ghulam Nawab Qadiani, Bangladesh is backstabbed as Pakistanis and now they backstabbed India.
I put it the other way around, Kadyani. Please go and listen to Parvez Woodboy in his program called Black Hole. Okay, I listen to him very seriously because he talks a lot of interesting things. As per him, Pakistan's backstabbed East Pakistan. The state of Pakistan then backstabbed East Pakistan. So, and Bangladeshis were backstabbed by Pakistan, not the other way around. And they're not backstabbing India. Let me also clarify it with you. India has got a big stab back; it can, handle it. They're backstabbing themselves. That's what my thing is. There's a difference. They're backstabbing themselves. All the best to them.
Pratyush Kumar Paul, thank you so much. Whether India is planning for Mukti Vahini 2.0?
No. India is not planning for it.
Thank you, Peter Ramkishan, for your super
Thank
sticker.
you. Thanks a lot.
Rajat Rana, is India feeding the Taliban? India is feeding the Taliban. What next?
India is not feeding Taliban. India is feeding the Afghan people.
Afghan people, right?
Yeah, it's a people to people contact. Yeah.
Subramanian Vishwanathan wants to know, General RS, how the formation of Christian state in the Northeast will impact India. I think US is itching for it.
It will not happen. Look, let's not talk of things which can't happen. It's a, if you expend your energy thinking of these nonsensical ideas, we're wasting time. Let's think of something more constructive. It will not happen anyway. India is too strong for it.
Zulfikar Haidar, late General Sir, Lieutenant General Sir, I am from Bangladesh. My country is preparing to get nuclear missiles from Pakistan to defend India. What is your take on that, sir?
Yeah, from Pakistan to defend India or defend against India? I don't know either. But the fact is, be rest assured, Pakistan will not give you nuclear weapons. Okay, don't live in a fool's world. This is what is going to kill you. अभी आप रोटी कपड़ा और मकान के ऊपर ध्यान दो, आपको न्यूक्लियर मिसाइल की जरूरत नहीं है. आप न्यूक्लियर मिसाइल के साथ अपने आप को मार सकते हो. Yeah.
Subramaniam Vishwanathan wants to know, General RS, how the formation of Christian state? Oh, this is done. Next one.
Yeah.
Soros Haggu ek hi hai. What is the final solution to improve strained relationship with Bangladesh and how to save Hindus? What's the answer?
Yeah, this is a very genuine question. I can see certain emotions coming out in this, and I think this is gripping the government of India well, and our foreign secretary has gone and spoken there. There's a process which is on. We need to be patient enough for that to fructify. I see some, straws in the wind, but it's still straws in the wind. We'll have to wait. Maybe another 10, 15, 20 days, certain things might work out. And the foreign secretary has gone and spoken Turkey out there. I'm sure. Okay. And people who dare, see, at the end of the day, the Bangladeshis are not fools. They're some of the most intelligent people I've come across. And at the government level, they're pretty good. Let me assure you, they're very good. The bureaucracy is very good. I'm sure they would have understood it. I'm sure their chief of army staff would have understood it. So they'll change course. That's the hope. Okay. Look, I'll give you another thing. People said that when KP Sharma Oli in Nepal, he went to China, isn't it? First, his first visit was to China. I'm sure a lot of you who are watching this would have listened to this in Piguru's channel. वो तो वहां चला गया, ये वो Nepal is running away from China and all that. I hope you people know today or yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Yesterday, the chief of army Nepal, he was in India. Why? He's been made an honorary general of the Indian Army in the Rashtrapati Bhavan. And yesterday, he was in Pune. He was in Pune with the army people visiting the defense establishments there. So our relationship with them is good. So when many people think, oh, wo ho gaya to ye nahi ho raha. No, everyone knows the power of India. And India's power is for its neighbors. We want to be part because we will grow together. And that's what Bangladesh has to think. Yeah.
Chirantan Saha wants to know, sir, in one of your sessions, I asked you if Syria will fail. You said yes, and then Syria fell within a week. I have the same question again, but this time regarding Myanmar and how Arakan in Bangladesh border affects India.
Look, Myanmar, what's going on is a drug war, and it's sharing of booty. None of the rebel groups have the capability to overturn the government. The government has never had the capability to overturn the rebel groups. They're just now 2 years. Some of their wars have gone to 4 or 5 years. At the end of the day, they'll come to an agreement because it's booty sharing. Okay, it'll happen. Arakan army has been funded a lot by the Chinese, even equipped by the Chinese from the vast state. Right. Now, there will be a problem between Myanmar and Bangladesh that they have to sort out. It will not affect India because Arakan army behaves well with India. They are also very clear what lines to cross or not cross. So it's This question should go to the Bangladesh defense minister or defense advisor and the chief. Let them sort it out. We have no issue with it.
Vidya Jayaraman wants to know what exactly was US role in this. I'm unclear.
US role, they did the entire toppling. The whole story starts with US. Look, I'll not put it that it was a complete US role, but the trigger points for all this also lied to some extent with the Bangladesh government and Sheikh Hasina. Maybe if she had listened to the US at that point of time to do certain course corrections, this problem wouldn't have happened. I'm not going to back Sheikh Hasina for whatever she did blindly. US did what it had to do. If you look at all the color revolutions which have gone right from the start go back to the Maidan revolution of 2014 in Ukraine. You go to the Arab Spring. The pattern is the same. What happened in Bangladesh? I think we did a program on this, didn't we? Sometime back. The pattern. I showed all the revolutions. So US is responsible for whatever has happened. Okay. And I thought before that, a lot of things were settled. And overnight it erupted. Why it erupted, all that we'll not go into it. So US had a big role in fomenting this. It is not something which happened overnight. It happened over a period of time.
General Ravi Shankar, let me ask you a question, a little tongue-in-cheek. Now that the US has its government, why has it not taken over St. Martin's Island?
No, it can't happen. It was a fool's errand, all that. To think that US can go and sit in St. Martin's Island and India will keep quiet is foolish. India would have never allowed that to happen. And if you think US would have survived in St. Martin's Island without Indian support, that's also irrelevant. I mean, it's building castles in the air. St. Martin's Island is a small island in the middle of nowhere. You will go and get what do you put there? Some aircraft, and one ship has to go around. For that, they need Indian support for logistics. If India doesn't support it, no one can stay in St. Martin's Island. Do you think Chinese are fools not to take that island over? Yeah, people don't understand India's power, military power. Yeah. I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
No, I understand, sir. I understand. Jack in and see, the thing is, doesn't matter what rhetoric is, you have to see the action on the ground. And if that is not happening, there's a reason for that, right? Jack in and out of the box. A long time since I heard from you, Jack. Maybe at present, Sheikh Hasina should shift to another country. If Yunus wants SARC, why doesn't he build another structure out without India?
Okay, look, as far as Sheikh Hasina to shift to another country and all that, If she wants a ship, she can go. India has not stopped her. But India will not let her down also. One. Number two, if Bangladesh wants her back, follow the due process of law. There's a law for extradition. And look at it the other way around. For many years, Bangladesh kept insurgents, violent insurgents, and they gave them shelter in Bangladesh. We went and requested them. They didn't give them back. Isn't it? Not a single chap was given back. All those guys were pushed out of Bangladesh back to India and virtually handed over back to us by Sheikh Hasina. We were only interested in her for that. So now if she is in problem, why will we not stand beside her? Loyalty bhi to kuch hai na yaar. This very BNP and Jamaat gave shelter to terrorists in Bangladesh. So why should I? One. Number two, the due process of law. For that, they can't start because it's not an elected government anymore. It's not a government. We will do business with the government. But is it a recognized government? Is it an elected government? There are laws, there are international conventions. There's a rule-based order, international order. Let them follow that. We'll give them let them vie for extradition. So far, they have not asked for extradition. Have they started extradition proceedings? Why? There has to be logic. If Yunus wants SARC, let him have it. We're not part of it. And he is no leader. Let him lead his own country first. Forget about SARC, SURK and all. पहले यार अपना देश को तो संभाल लो. तुम क्यों SARC के पीछे पड़े हो? Yeah.
Khanum wants to know, come to Dhaka and see for yourself. Talk to your embassy people and find out. Your foreign secretary came, ask him. Don't beat around the bush.
We're
It
not
would help Khanum if you can spell it properly first.
It's okay. We forget the spelling and all. We know what he's talking. We're not beating around the bush. You saw me beating around the bush. I am beating the bush so that the pigeons come out. Yeah.
Next one, please. Animesh wants to know, respected general, at strategic level, do we need to be proactive and exploit the situation to secure our chicken neck corridor?
We don't need to secure the chicken neck corridor more than what it is. It is secured. Don't worry. And Bangladesh dare not fiddle around. That also I'm telling you. If they fiddle around with China on this chicken neck business, then we'll cut the necks. Then that is, if you threaten the integrity and sovereignty of India, India will react. Till then we have no problem. And like I said, we'll sort China also out also. When we sort Bangladesh, we would have sorted China also out also. So Bangladesh is, the chicken neck is irrelevant.
Future DG artillery. How do we slowly turn up the heat, or do we just stay still? Like Maldives is a good example of their U-turn, but these snakes will keep biting us when convenient. Permanent solution?
It'll take time. It's not going to happen. Now we've had this. See, the difference between what's happened now and what's happened before is earlier, even during Ziaur Rahman's time or Khalida Zia's time and all, Bangladesh was, the government was against us, but the people were with us. Here we are in a new situation where the people are also gone against us. But they are not the full people, like I said. These are only representative. This is that element which is always against India. We are hearing those elements. We are not hearing the rest of the Bangladesh which is for India. It's not a democracy. It's not a democratic outburst. Please understand why we should not. What do you do when you go proactive against Bangladesh? You run the risk of alienating those people who are depending on you. And I'm not talking of Hindus, I'm talking of Muslim Bangladeshis. The sane people who understand the value of India. Or those fence sitters, you'll push them the other side. So you have to be very, 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 very calibrated in your approach with Bangladesh. And violence has no part in it. See,
General
we also,
Ravishankar,
yeah, we
let
also have
me.
the experience of dealing with Nepal. Well, someone will say blockade. We blockaded Nepal, and people turned. The people suffered, not the government. We don't want people of Bangladesh to suffer. So we have to think beyond. We can't think like USA. What USA did, what they had to do, put this whole country into turmoil for the past 4 months, and they've gone. And that fellow wants to come back and make money out of these people. The Chinese chap only wants his loans. The Pakistani, I don't know what he wants. But we are not that way. Yeah. We are looking something much more. People in the world trust us. There's a trust factor in India all over the world. And that's one of our powers. That's one of the things with our strengths. The strength of trust and the strength of truth. हमारा है ना सत्यमेव जयते. It's not simple. 3 words, a lot of meaning. So that's how it is. Yeah. Please, sir.
General Ravishankar, I have a follow-up question here. See, we all say that Awami League is the biggest party in Bangladesh, and people say that Hindus are being attacked because they always vote for Awami League. Just a rhetoric. Why isn't Awami League right now speaking out? After all, it is their leader who has been forced to abdicate. Why is it that there is loud silence from this party?
Yeah, that's because there's a program against them. They've been, targeted, and they can't speak. You understand where they are. They're trying to speak. With time, they'll speak. I have no doubt. That's another thing. That's why I say we need strategic patience with this country, because you have to let the people speak. Today, all of them are not speaking. Sorry, all of them are not speaking. Let everyone speak. We have to hear their voices. We have to hear the silence within this cacophony which is coming out. How do you reach to that silence and make it speak is our challenge. That I think is the most proactive thing we can do.
Very true. Imrul's world, same thing we can say to you. Bihar is poorest Northeast Asia state. India are poorest. We should look about it. Last 53 years, we made ourselves as Bangladeshi. How about you?
Okay, fine. Let him live in his world. He can't change. Chalo.
Godank XP wants to know. Today, India has 24/7 power. It wasn't like this 40, 50 years ago, 60 years ago. Godank XP wants to know. I have read Quran and many hadiths. I don't think any seculars understand Islamic mindset or teachings. My MTech Muslim ex-friend was having affairs with 2 Hindu women converted. What is the solution?
I think we should not get involved with this kind of a question at all.
See, you have to also question the wisdom of the women. Why are they going and falling at somebody else? There are many things here. It's not just 1 or 2 things.
Yeah.
And yes, India has its challenges, and we have to see how this is going to play out. Sir, thank you so much. This was a very heart-to-heart conversation.
I would like to put him up. The new member which has just come up.
Yeah, just 1 second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, can you put it up, please? Thank you, Sharda Iyer, for becoming a YouTube member. And thank you so much, General Ravishankar. We went a little bit over 1 hour, and
that's okay.
Conversation. And we wanted to do this thing as soon as possible, and we did it today. And we'll be back again, probably not this Friday, but the following one when things kind of come back to normal. Thank you so much, sir, again. And please like, share, and subscribe to both our channels, Gunner Shot as well as P Gurus, wherever you are watching it. And thank you, sir. Namaskar.
Thank you.